Hey, it's your man Charlie P. About to talk about a EuroCAD trade I took today that didn't play out how I wanted it to, but I wanted to give you an example of how not to be married to your analysis, basically. Like, don't marry your trade. Sometimes you got to trust your gut and hop up out of that thing, but you'll see me break the trade down as far as my pre-trade analysis. I still think my analysis is strong. I think that it's overall correct. It just didn't play out today. And I got out in time and in profit, thankfully, because I definitely would have got stopped out if I would have stayed in that trade. Also, I go over a little bit of a refresher on my trading times, like the hours that I trade. And I break down for anybody who's wondered about the Ehlers Fisher, because if you zoom in and out too much, then the Ehlers Fisher will change. And so I make sure and break down exactly how to know if you are zoomed in or out enough for the Ehlers Fisher to be set properly, because I've gotten a few questions on both of those topics recently. So just wanted to give a refresher on that real quick. And last but not least, as always, if you want my indicators and templates that I use, they're always going to be in the description. Just make sure that you download those indicators one by one. Don't do a bulk download on the indicators. Don't highlight all of them and do a bulk download, because it's going to put them in a zip file. And then when you upload the template, the indicators won't be on the right settings. So make sure you download those one by one. And then when you get the templates, everything should be set properly. But let's see, I think that's about it. So let me go ahead, guys, and shout out Hankotrade. You know, that's my personal broker of choice. Definitely recommend that you sign up with the link down in the description. And also for anybody with that link, I'm going to be sending out an email more than likely this weekend with the date and time on a live Q&A/live trading session. If anything sets up, man. If don't nothing set up, then ain't no trade to take. But it's coming up soon. I'm sending that email out soon. So if you have been hesitating on signing up with Hankotrade through my link, go ahead and get that done ASAP so that you can be included in the email. But great spreads, great customer service, and you're always going to get your payout. So that's the most important thing, right? So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the video. I'm really interested in EC right now. Looking at it as a reversal, a triple top reversal on the H1 time frame. It's hit the overbought bands 3 different times, 1, 2, and this is the 3rd hit that it closed H1 inside the overbought bands. Also, I don't go to the daily and the weekly that often, but if I go to the weekly chart, because it's just easiest to see, there's a major level of resistance right here. And, where you see price came down and it threw a bunch of wicks in that resistance, it broke it. And now we're revisiting that same area. I'm sorry, it was support over here. It broke support. Now it's revisiting it as resistance. So that's another major factor where I'm like, okay, on one hand, we're at a major zone. 2, if I draw a fib from the top of that area to here, we're in the 61.8 Fibonacci level. So that's another kind of like, all right, I see what's going on a little bit. And then if I go back to H1, like I said, we've got those 3 hits to the bands. We have divergence from here. And then looking down at the Ehlers Fisher, we see that we're divergent. So with all that going on, and the other thing is, if this red candle right here ends either at or below this line, then to me, that's going to be like a railroad tracks reversal pattern for the 3rd hit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being a reversal. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. This triple top reversal pattern on H1. Like I said, 3 hits to the high. So we're going to see what happens. Well, I punked out the trade. I was in it. I had 2 entries on it. I had an entry right here and I had an entry right here. Punked out the trade when it was about halfway through this candle, somewhere up in this area. So I just took like 2 pips or so off of this first entry, and then however many pips it was off of this one up here. So about 16 pips off of that entry up there. So the reason I went ahead and jumped out the trade though was basically just the time of day. It's late and it hadn't started moving yet. I thought it was gonna kind of come up here and then, you know, go down pretty aggressively, but it's just too late in the afternoon for my comfort. It might go ahead and start dropping, and if it does, I'm gonna be mad. I'm already kind of mad because I'm like, crap, I think this is the candle that's kind of is gonna take off. But we'll see. I mean, you saw what my analysis was, so I think I'm about to be mad. Yeah, I'm about to be mad I got out of this. Dang it. That sucks. Actually, you know what? I'm still in this on my Hankotrade account. So let me go to my Hankotrade account. I actually took a super small entry on this one. So this one I actually am good on. And I took worse entries on this one. I had a moment of undiscipline basically and hopped in this first entry super early. But I also took a very small entry on it. And then the second entry, this is the first entry I took on my prop firm accounts where this one was. And then the second entry I took on my prop firms was up here. But as far as the take profit point, being that this is a personal account, I don't have to worry about daily loss limits and all that kind of stuff. So I plan on holding this trade, swing trading this one. Because when I go to the daily chart, the first level of real strong support is, well, technically is kind of right here, to be honest with you, but I think that it's going to come down here though, ultimately. And so this is more so my target. So I just put my stop loss, I'm at my take profit a little bit above this zone because I expect this zone down here to be hit. So I'm just going to swing this trade. Oh, I'm so mad at myself for taking it off my prop firms. Why did I do that? Oh. All right, well, I guess I'll let this play out and see what happens. I am pissed that I got out of my prop firms. Whatever, man. At least you can see the concept of why I took the entry, and hopefully it'll play out like I thought it was. But I just wish it would have happened a little bit earlier, man. Dang it. Man, I just went ahead and took the Hankotrade entries off the table too, because I really just feel like it's too late in the day for this thing to start moving good. I feel like it's going to consolidate and come back up into the bands is what I think is going to happen. But if it goes down, I won't be surprised per se, like not super surprised, but it's just late in the day, man. Like it's 11 o'clock and it hadn't started moving down good yet. So I'm just going to protect all my capital, take the profit and just play it safe. So what I'll do instead on this video is take the time to address a couple questions I've gotten. It's something I discussed in some previous videos like a long time ago, and it's time for a refresher on this because it's been a minute. So what I'm going to talk about is the best times to take a trade, or basically my trading hours, so to speak. So one thing that's important to keep in mind is that my strategies have different confirmation times, meaning like all my strategies, I see the setup on H1. Some of the strategies say the confirmation candle, the H1 confirmation candle can only happen at, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Central Time, or, it'll have specific times, whereas and for like angel dust, for example, it can only happen at certain times. But then for the Omega strategy, it doesn't matter when the confirmation candle happens. So I don't want to focus too much on H1. You need to just look at the strategy videos for that and see what the confirmation hours are, because that's written in stone, documented. However, my overall trading hours, as far as when I'll get into an entry, because even if a confirmation candle happens at a certain time of day, that doesn't mean the entry is going to happen right away or something like that. So as far as entries, when will I enter the market? I will enter the market, and I'm talking Central Standard Time, Technically, I'll enter the market from 6 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. or like the 10:45 candle. So I'll say 10:59 a.m. Central Standard Time. The reality of it is I don't get up to the charts at 6 a.m. I don't get to the charts until 7 a.m. So if I'm being realistic, it's 7 a.m. However, I am aware that sometimes trades can take off as early as 6 a.m. But again, this is my actual trading hours that I just abide by for myself. That's for the New York session. For the Asian session, I don't really trade Asian session anymore. But if I do, then it'll be 5 p.m. through 8:59 p.m. CST is when I'm willing to take an entry. For the London session, 2 a.m. through 3:59 a.m. CST. That's it. Those are my hours that I'm willing to take an entry. Now, as far as holding a trade and all that kind of stuff, that's a different ball game. On prop firms, I'm pretty much going to be out before the end of the day just because of how the prop firm rules work. It's a lot more safe for me to exit my trades before the market closes for the day. On a personal account, if you want to hold it, but those are my trading hours. The other thing I want to discuss is the Ehlers Fisher. How zoomed in or zoomed out should you be? Because if you zoom in, the Ehlers Fisher will, I think there was an example on GJ. Somebody had asked me about, I can't even remember where the candles were, but okay, let's just do it this way. Look at where the Ehlers Fisher is right now. Okay. If I hit zoom in one time, now it's overbought all of a sudden. It's not actually like this. This is too zoomed in. This is where I want the Ehlers Fisher right now. Now, how do you know on your computer, if it's zoomed in or zoomed out enough? I don't know how Apple computers work or Mac computers. I use Windows, but if you are on a Windows computer, if you hit Control Y, you're going to get these day breakers, these dotted white lines going up and down. So these show you a full day's worth of trading candles. So I know this is all of yesterday within this block. This is all of, what's today? Thursday. So yeah, this is all Tuesday, Monday, Friday, so on and so forth. You want to make sure you can see at least 5 full days worth of trading candles. Now I can see, and you don't count today because it's not a full day worth of candles yet. So I'm gonna start with yesterday and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, of course, I can see about 7, but you want to make sure you can count back at least 5 full candles worth of trading days. On the smallest screen that I've ever used, I want to say it was a 13-inch screen. I could see 5 full days worth of trading candles. So now this screen is bigger, and I can see probably 14 days if I actually had this spread out across all my screen. I have it condensed. My screen is condensed for YouTube purposes. So that you can see my screen clearly without the candles being too small. But now on the phone, I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't even know if Ehlers Fisher's on the phone, but 5 days. And that's how you know if you're zoomed in or out enough. Now, if I zoom out more, it doesn't seem to affect the Ehlers Fisher that much, but the candles are just too small for my liking right here. So this is where I keep it when I'm trading. Do not zoom in to where you can only see 1, 2, 3 days worth of trading candles. You need more than that. And that's how you know you're zoomed in or out enough. And the Ehlers Fisher is accurate for my strategies. All right, guys, that's all I'm gonna talk about today. Keep it short and sweet since I punked out the trade. Yes. Now I feel good. Now I feel good, like I did the right thing. All right, y'all. Y'all be on the lookout for the emails for the people who have live accounts with Hankotrade using my link. The emails should be going out super soon. Before the end of the weekend, you should see an email from me with a date for the live Q&A / potential trading session. Because of course, I don't know. If something doesn't set up, then I ain't gonna take no trade. But we'll see. So yeah, be on the lookout for that email.